Hey friends, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I am trying out a new brand. Well, I've actually had the brand before, but I'm trying out a new product from the brand. It's from Siete, and by the way, this is a what I eat in a day video. Hello, welcome. But this is from the brand Siete, and I found these like I don't know, alternative tortilla slash wraps at the grocery store. I've seen them before, it's just that I've never tried the wraps before, so I decided to give them a try. This one is made out of cassava flour, but I believe the brand makes like a bunch of different ones, like almond flour and stuff like that. So yeah, giving this a try. I followed the instructions on the back where you sort of like heat up a pan and then you just warm it on each side, warm the tortillas on each side for 10 to 15 seconds, and it came out really well. I'll show you what it looks like. I folded it in half after I warmed it because it was a lot more pliable, and it feels really nice. I mean, it doesn't look or feel like an actual flour tortilla, but it still looks pretty darn good. A little bit more reminiscent of like a corn tortilla, which I actually can't have. But what's folded and smushed on the inside is like a little bit of tofu vegan sour cream, because what I'm making essentially are breakfast tacos. I don't know if that was pretty obvious, the direction that I was going in. So I have another bowl over here where I just heated up some meal prep tofu scramble, which is something that is quite common on this channel. It's something that I make often because it's obviously easy and delicious. But this tofu scramble is seasoned with a lot of like cumin and chipotle sauce, and there's bell peppers in here. So I'm sort of going for a breakfast taco vibe throughout the entire thing when it comes to like spices and such. And there you go. I'm just going to spoon a little bit of the tofu scramble into each tortilla. I have 2 tortillas, and then we're gonna make a taco. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like. Like I said, I smeared a little bit of vegan sour cream, and then I added the tofu scramble into it. I'm gonna fold it. I will say, these tortillas are very delicate and thin, so I'm a little afraid that they're going to fall apart, but they are like super pliable after I warmed it. When I took them out of the fridge, they look like they could crumble, but definitely not anymore. So let's give this a bite. This is really, really good. I honestly, like, I can tell that it's obviously not flour, but the texture of it is really, really nice. It's just like very, very thin, which is actually kind of cool. I like that. And it doesn't have like a strong cassava flavor. I don't taste cassava at all, to be honest with you. I don't smell it either. I mean, it's just a really great vessel. I think this is actually perfect for people who can't have like a lot of wheat and stuff, or can't have corn. Yeah, this is a success. And the tofu scramble has a lot of those flavors that you would love to have in a breakfast taco. Along with the flavor of the bell pepper, it infuses into the tofu scramble, which is like my favorite thing. So very, very yummy. Hello friends, I am going to make coffee. I was counting down the seconds until it was time for me to make some coffee. I have to say, I think I have discovered my go-to brand. I don't think I'm going to stray away after trying Stumptown coffee at home and then trying other stuff and it never being quite the same. Like, I've always been a fan of Stumptown coffee, and I've gotten it like at coffee shops in New York, or I've gotten like the pre-made coffee bottles at the grocery and stuff. But when I started making it from home with like ground beans and stuff, like freshly ground beans, I have discovered this is like the best stuff ever. It smells like chocolate, and this one is actually the Homestead blend, and it does say candied milk chocolate, and it smells exactly like that. It smells so good. Also, some of you might have known this already, but I haven't talked about it too much. I got a new coffee machine. I got it for my birthday, and it's a Breville espresso maker that I'm absolutely in love with. It's like one of the best investments I've ever made. I love this machine so much because it's got like a nice balance of being very user-friendly for just the average user at home, while also having some features that are good for the pros or people who have been like former baristas and stuff like that, which I was a former barista, so I just love it so much. It's also really, really pretty. I'll show you it in a second in case you haven't seen it. So this is what the machine looks like. Again, absolutely obsessed with it in the space. I just love that it's like black. I know there's another one, there's a silver one, but I'm so glad that I went with the black option. It just matches the entire aesthetic. And then here's my coffee, my usual. And this is the milk that I'm using. It's 3 trees, just original almond milk, unsweetened, all that good stuff. I usually go with milk, as you know, but they didn't have it at the grocery store, so I just went with this one. Hello friends, it is lunchtime. Very excited for what I have. When am I not excited for a meal? Am I right? I always feel like I'm saying that I'm excited, and it's true because I am. But I have an interesting combination of things for lunch. So it's a lot of it is new. I've never tried some of these things before. So the first thing I want to talk about is bread, because I am trying a new bread. It's new. It's not 100% new. So I go to this place on the weekend where they make like fantastic breakfast sandwiches, and I noticed that they use a bread from the brand Damn Good, and I'm just obsessed with the bread that they use. Like, I am absolutely obsessed. So I found a version of it at a grocery store. The one that I get from the place that I order the breakfast sandwiches is just like a plain sourdough English muffin. This one is a multigrain. So technically, I've never had this one, but it's also sourdough. So it's a multigrain sourdough English muffin. So there's that. I'm going to try that. I'm only going to do half of one. And then on top of it, as you can see, there's like a mess going on. I kind of did that on purpose because I know it's going to be messy to begin with. So I didn't like perfectly put it on top of the bread, but that's what the bread looks like. Again, I cut it in half and then I lightly toasted it. And then the mess that's going on here, I found at a new grocery store that I'm definitely going to be visiting more often because I had a lot of vegan options in my local area. I don't think it's a chain, so unfortunately I won't be able to like share it with you unless you're in the exact area where I live. But the brand of this pre-made kind of thing that I found at the grocery is Sunneen. So maybe you can find that. Of course, I'll put it in the description box, like the exact wording and stuff. But this is a vegan chicken salad. I don't know if you can see that, or you can see it here. So basically what I have going on is a vegan chicken salad with a half slice of multigrain sourdough English muffin. Does that make sense? It's like an open-faced kind of sandwich vibe going on. And I can see from this chicken salad, there's like lots of veggies in it. It looks like bell pepper, celery. There's some herbs in there. I see green onion. So it smells really good. And then the vegan chicken, I don't know what they're using, but it looks really, really good. So I am excited to give this a try. Open-faced sandwich. And then on the side, I just have a handful of strawberries. So there you go. That is lunch. And by the way, if you're wondering about the tops of the strawberries, I did cut them off, although you can eat them. The only reason why I cut them off is because I like to give them as like a treat to my rabbit. So she gets a little bit of strawberries, I get a little bit of strawberries. Let me really quickly give the chicken salad a taste because I'm super curious. It smells very herby and delicious. So let's see. It has a really, really nice chew. Like, I'm pretty sure they're using like vital wheat gluten or something like that. It has a really nice chew. So it tastes chickeny, or it has a texture of chicken. And then they use a mayo-based kind of thing, which people commonly use for a chicken salad and stuff. So it's really good. It's creamy. It has a lot of herbs in there. And I can taste the celery and I can taste the bell pepper, even though I didn't have an actual taste of the bell pepper or celery there. I had just a taste of the vegan chicken. So overall, really, really good. Impressed. I love when I can find random things like this to just give it a try. Like, it's fun. It's fun. So there you go. That's lunch. Hello again from my very dark kitchen. Not only is it like dark in general when it gets to this time of the day, but it's also like raining for maybe 24 hours straight. But I am coming on to tell you what I'm making for dinner. I'm trying to go for like a rice and beans kind of vibe, and you all know, maybe you don't, but I am a big fan of cannellini beans. So I have some canned cannellini beans that I am going to season up with like different spices and herbs and such, and then hopefully get them to be a little bit creamy, like to make a little creamy sauce sauciness that goes with it. I'm not gonna put it in a sauce. I'm just gonna try to like use stock and seasonings and such to create some sort of sauciness to it. I hope that makes sense, but basically those are the beans. And then I have rice. Of course, this is brown rice that I'm gonna be using, just cooking that up per usual. And then I have a bunch of broccoli. I'm just gonna steam that and put it on the side. And that's pretty much it. That's probably a little bit boring, but beans, rice, broccoli, and then I was thinking of making a sauce to kind of drizzle on top, but then I remembered that I have some leftover vegan ricotta, which is just like a tofu based ricotta that I make. It's very, very simple. It's just tofu, seasonings, a teensy bit of olive oil, and then I just blitz it up so that it's nice and spreadable and ricotta-y. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just rice, beans, and broccoli with a little bit of vegan ricotta, probably the vegan ricotta. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that is all for this week's video. I hope it was interesting. I hope some of these meals were inspiring or different. I don't know, but I appreciate you, and I will talk to you in next week's video.